Hi, welcome to Spec Hunter. So then, guys, as you may have heard, Apple is working on something new, a budget MacBook that's expected to come out soon. It might be called the MacBook SE or maybe even the MacBook Mini. Personally, I think the name MacBook Mini fits better, but we'll have to wait and see what Apple finally decides to call it. The exciting news is that this will be Apple's most affordable MacBook yet. Of course, budget for Apple still means something quite different compared to other brands, but it's great to see them finally targeting a lower price point. Today, we're going to talk about everything we know so far: the design, the chip, the release date, and the expected price. So let's dive right in. The biggest difference between this new model and the current MacBooks will be the chip inside it. Instead of using Apple's M-series chips like the M1, M2, or M3, this new MacBook will most likely use an A-series chip. Yes, the same kind of chip that powers the iPhone and iPad. Based on leaks and early reports, the new MacBook could come with an A18 or A18 Pro chip. It won't have the newest or most powerful processor, but it will be good enough for most people. Apple's reasoning here is simple. This device isn't meant for professionals or creators who edit 8K videos or run big software projects. It's designed for students, families, and everyday users who just need a laptop for web browsing, streaming, word processing, and schoolwork. Using an A-series chip keeps the cost low and improves efficiency at the same time. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Won't that make it slow? Actually, not at all. The A18 and A18 Pro are incredibly fast chips. In fact, their single-core performance is even faster than the M1 and M2 chips. And for multi-core performance, they're almost on par with the M1. That's really impressive for a chip designed for iPhones. The A18 Pro has 4 efficiency cores and 2 performance cores, yet it can deliver almost the same performance as the older M1 with 8 cores. So, even though it's technically a mobile chip, it's still extremely capable. You'll be able to browse the web, use apps, edit photos, and even handle light video editing without any issues. And because it's built for efficiency, the battery life is going to be amazing. The A18 is also a cool running chip, meaning this MacBook will likely be fanless. That makes it completely silent, light, and thin, perfect for portability. You won't have to worry about overheating or loud fan noise. Apple has mastered the efficiency balance with these chips, and that's what makes this MacBook so promising. Now, let's talk about design. There are 2 possible directions Apple could take here. The first one is a revival of the old 12-inch MacBook design that came out back in 2015 and lasted until 2017. It was slim, light, and very portable. But it had problems. It used Intel's inefficient chips that ran hot, and it had the infamous butterfly keyboard that caused endless issues. The screen hinge was also a weak point. Apple eventually scrapped that design, but imagine if they brought it back with modern updates. Replace the butterfly keyboard with a new Magic Keyboard, fix the hinge, and put an efficient A18 chip inside. That could completely change things. Because the A18 doesn't need a fan, heat would no longer be a problem. And thanks to its efficiency, the battery life would likely be outstanding, possibly one of the best we've ever seen on a MacBook. The only downside to that 12-inch design is that it had just one USB-C port. That means you'd use the same port for charging and data transfer, which could be a bit limiting. But for people who want a small, travel-friendly MacBook for light work, it could be perfect. The second design possibility is based on the older MacBook Air look, the one used between 2018 and the first M1 model. That design had 2 USB-C ports, no MagSafe, and a slim wedge shape. It's a proven and popular design that many people still love. If Apple reused that body with the new A18 chip, it would make a lot of sense. It would offer better connectivity, a slightly larger 13-inch screen, and the same thin and light profile. So, it's likely Apple will choose between a smaller 12-inch form or a classic 13-inch design. Both would fit the concept of a budget, fanless MacBook built around simplicity, portability, and long battery life. Now, when it comes to the release date, rumors are mixed. Some reports suggest that Apple might announce it before the end of 2025. But personally, I think that's too soon. Apple just introduced new MacBooks with the latest M5 chip, and it wouldn't make sense for them to release another MacBook right after that. Apple likes to space out its product launches, so I believe we'll see this new MacBook in 2026, probably in the spring. Springtime makes the most sense because that's when Apple often releases new MacBook Air models. It would be logical for the company to unveil this budget MacBook alongside the Air refresh. That way, they could clearly show the difference between their entry-level and mid-range laptops. So, a spring 2026 launch feels like the most realistic timeline. That's only a few months away, which is exciting to think about. Now let's talk about the price. This is the part that has people the most curious. Apple products are never cheap, but this MacBook is expected to be the most affordable one in years. Currently, you can find a MacBook Air on sale for around $799, sometimes less, depending on where you buy it. The iPad Air costs about $599, and it already uses an M-series chip. So, for Apple to position this new budget MacBook correctly, it will probably start around $599 to $699. I think $599 makes the most sense. It keeps it affordable while still feeling like a premium Apple product. At that price, don't expect top-end features. The display will probably be a standard LCD, not mini LED. It'll have a regular 60 Hz refresh rate instead of promotion. The materials might also be slightly simpler, but Apple will still ensure it feels solid and premium enough for daily use. This pricing would also make it very competitive against other budget laptops from brands like Asus, HP, and Dell, but with the added advantage of macOS, iCloud integration, and Apple's ecosystem. What's also smart about this move is that Apple can reuse a lot of existing technology. The A18 chips are already produced in huge numbers for iPhones, so reusing them for a MacBook will help reduce production costs. It's efficient for Apple, and it helps them deliver a lower-priced product without compromising on reliability or performance. And because it'll use an A-series chip, there's also a chance that Apple might design a lighter, more optimized version of macOS specifically for this model. Something that feels like full macOS, but runs even smoother and uses less power. That would make the experience fast, simple, and battery-friendly. Speaking of battery, this MacBook is expected to deliver incredible endurance. With an A18 or A18 Pro chip, you could easily see 15 to 20 hours of usage on a single charge. That's perfect for students, travelers, or anyone who wants a laptop that lasts all day without needing to carry a charger around. This new MacBook won't be about raw power. It'll be about convenience and accessibility. It's a device made for people who want the Apple experience without paying premium prices. A laptop for learning, working, and staying connected, not necessarily for editing 8K videos or developing big software projects. In the bigger picture, Apple's goal here is clear. They want to bring more users into the Mac ecosystem. Right now, the cheapest new MacBook costs close to $1,000, which is out of reach for many people. With this new model, Apple can attract students, families, and first-time Mac users who already own iPhones or iPads but want a real laptop experience. It's a smart move that could help Apple compete with budget laptops and Chromebooks while still maintaining the Apple standard quality. And even though it's a budget MacBook, it will still deliver the smooth, polished experience people expect from macOS, but in a smaller, lighter, and more affordable package. So, to wrap things up, this upcoming MacBook whether Apple calls it the MacBook Mini or the MacBook SE, is shaping up to be a fanless, lightweight laptop powered by the A18 or 18 Pro chip. It's expected to arrive in early 2026, priced around $599. It won't be a powerhouse machine, but it'll be perfect for students, light users, and anyone who wants a portable Mac for daily tasks without spending too much. This new MacBook could become Apple's next big hit. Not because it's the fastest, but because it's the most accessible. It's going to make owning a Mac easier than ever before. So what do you think? Would you buy a MacBook Mini or SE at this price? Do you think Apple's move into the budget segment is the right one? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Spec Hunter, and press the bell icon to get all the latest updates, reviews, and tech news. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.